Does anybody remember that Akon was trying to do this weird futuristic city over there in Africa? Obviously, it went exactly how everybody thought it would go. Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful, beautiful content. This is one of the craziest things that I have ever heard of going on in the world right now. I can't believe we're at the point where we got rappers trying to build cities in Africa. Like, what's going on, man?
Remember Akon, like the mad rapper
Barely. I remember him from that, like, Alvin and the Chipmunks Locked Up song that he did.
type guy who was going to build essentially Wakanda in Africa? Yeah, it didn't go to plan. Akon's futuristic $6 billion city project in Senegal abandoned, BBC told.
Abandoned. Okay. Wait, $6 billion, you say? It only takes $6 billion to make a futuristic city like this? If that was the case, then Elon Musk would already be doing this. And like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, all the billionaires.
Some compared the designs of the awe-inspiring fictional city of Wakanda. Plans for a futuristic city in Senegal, dreamt up by the singer Akon, have been scrapped, and instead he will work on
Singer is a stretch.
something more realistic, officials say. The Akon City project no longer exists,
You don't say.
Ryan Mamadou Mboop, the head of Senegal's tourism development body SAPCO, told the BBC.
How much of it was built, I wonder? Probably none of it.
Fortunately, an agreement has been reached between SAPCO and the entrepreneur Alioune Badara Thiam, aka Akon. What he's preparing with us is a realistic project which SAPCO will fully support. Known for his string of noughties chart hits, Akon, who was born in the US but partly raised in Senegal, announced two ambitious projects in 2018 that were supposed to represent the.
Whoa, 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 wait. Are we calling the 2000s the naughties now? Is that what we're doing? Let's not do that. I don't want to call it the naughties.
Future of African society. The first was Akon City, reportedly costed it $6 billion. It was to run on the second initiative, a brand new cryptocurrency called Acoin.
That I mean, that's a pretty good name. That's a pretty good name, not gonna lie. But obviously, this wasn't gonna work. A city based on a cryptocurrency that nobody was gonna buy. Okay.
I mean, I'm a libertarian.
It's trying to literally build a citywide scam. Crazy.
Like, this is the type of, when you're a libertarian and you're a teenager, shut up, don't make jokes. You mean like all libertarians? Shut up. Right. But basically, that is something that you would come up with. But I mean, when you're older, it's a little bit more pragmatic. It's like, yeah, we're still going to have a monetary system. We're still going to have this. We're still going to have that. This does seem like a little bit like baby's first foray into libertarianism. And he even went the cryptocurrency route and everything as well. Like, cryptocurrency's fine, but basically, just for a fact, if you start off with a gold backed currency, you're much, much more likely to survive. But anyway, initial designs for.
Or, back it by nothing. Just work off of trust. Hey, this is worth this much bread.
Akon City, with its boldly curvaceous skyscrapers, were compared by commentators to the awe-inspiring fictional city of Wakanda in Marvel's Black Panther films and comic books. But after 5 years of setbacks, the 800-hectare site in Mbedine, about 100 kilometers south of the capital Dakar, remains mostly empty. The only structure is an incomplete reception, but they never even get past building.
So, like, okay, nothing was done. I want to see pictures of the area. I wonder if they're out there.
The reception. There are no roads, no housing, no power grid.
How much was spent on nothing?
We were promised jobs and development, one local resident told the BBC. Instead, nothing has changed. Meanwhile, the star's Acoin cryptocurrency has struggled to repay its investors.
You don't fucking say. Didn't see that one coming.
Over the years, with Akon himself conceding it wasn't being managed properly. I take full responsibility for that.
If any, like, oh, what a massive retard. If anybody thought this was actually gonna happen, especially people who invested in the Acoin cryptocurrency. They kind of deserved what they got, you know?
Yeah, like 90% of cryptocurrencies are just things that you just should not bother with. Right? I've got Ethereum, Solana, Algorand, and a little bit of Sheeb, just for a bit of fun. Right? That's what I'm in. That's what I'm in, and that's all I need. Right? I'm just leaving it there. He had also been questioned over whether it would even be legal for Akon to operate as the primary payment method for would-be residents of Akon City.
Yeah, that was like the biggest red flag that this whole thing was gonna fall apart. Like, why not just base it off of regular money? I don't get it. It's like he literally wanted to be a king. He wanted to run a citywide scam.
Senegal uses the CFA franc, which is regulated and issued, excuse me, by the Central Bank of West African states. And like many, that's an interesting one. Have you ever actually looked at who owns it? It's dead interesting. Anyway, and like many central banks, has expressed opposition to cryptocurrency. The plans for Akon City had been sweeping. Phase 1 alone was to include a hospital, a shopping mall, a school, a police station, a waste centre, and a solar plant, all by the end of 2023. Sitting on Senegal, well, this is the thing. In Africa, a solar plant is viable. Actually, that would work there. Sitting on Senegal's Atlantic coast, Akon's high-tech, eco-friendly city was supposed to run entirely on renewable energy. But despite Akon's insistence in a 2022 BBC interview that the project was 100,000% moving,
And okay, yeah, 100,000% moved into a hole in the ground.
no significant construction followed the initial launch ceremony. I mean, they never even got past building the fucking reception. Now the Senegalese government has confirmed what many suspected. The project had stalled beyond recovery. Officials...
I wonder what happened, man. Was it a bunch of mismanagement, a bunch of idiots thinking that they could build a fucking city in Africa? Come on.
Cited a lack of funding, well, yeah, and halted construction efforts as key reasons for the decision. Although Akon City, as it was originally imagined, has been shelved,
like, honestly, if he really wanted it to get done, he should have just paid China to do it. It would have taken a lot more than $6 billion. But I think that's the only way that's gonna get done.
Government says it is now working with Akon on a more realistic development project for the same site. The land near Embedine remains of high strategic value, especially with the 2026 Youth Olympic Games approaching and increased tourism activity expected. And that's the end of the article. I mean, I respect that. This is the thing is, I do enjoy communities just finding a piece of unclaimed land, mixing their labour with it, which then makes that land theirs by right, and forming any kind of community of their choosing. I like that. It's like homesteading, but on a town or city. I would advise against cities and libertarianism. They don't work. The cities are lost. Focus on the countryside. It's better for you anyway.
Yeah, 100%. If Akon has a city, it's gonna spiral into communism really, really fast. And probably degeneracy. And a bunch of crime and, like, I don't know, money laundering. It's just not a good idea.
But, yeah. I'm fine with people doing this. I enjoy when people doing this. See if the rest of the country's absolutely fucked, just kind of go, fuck you. We're going to form our own city with blackjack and hookers, except we're going to say, I'm going to form our own city without unfettered mass immigration, mass rapes, child grooming gangs, and paedophile elites. That's the type of society I would like. I would enjoy that.
Yeah, you can't have that because we're too nice to not let people in, and a bunch of creeps will get in without us knowing about it. That's how it happens, actually. Like, it's just nice people can easily be taken advantage of.
White too, but you know what I mean. Basically, I respect what he tried to do. He was just a complete fucking idiot about it.
Yeah, that, like, obvious L for everybody involved in that. Apparently it's gonna move forward. Oh, alright, whatever. Like and subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications.